Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Yaakov and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, The Beast Man Feels Bullied. Alright, the Beast Man feels bullied, and we all know who the Beast Man is. Alright, there's been brothers that done lessons titled, the Beast Man. Alright, so of course we're talking about Esau Edom here. Esau Edom, alright, the Beast Man feels bullied. Alright, the bully feels bullied. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, so this comes from a video from Rawi La Yasharali Yahweh Shai is coming back, 144,000. Alright, if I'm pronouncing the first part right. So, it's called, let me turn this music down too, by the way. Let me just switch it to the next one and just turn it down a bit. There we go. It's called, It Must Hurt the So-Called White Man to See His Favorite Women on TikTok Violating Him Like This. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play the video. Of course, got it from the brother, so shout out to that brother. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play the video and, touch on it. Because Esau has this, victim complex. Like, they've never done anything wrong. Like, why are you bullying us? Why are you bullying us? And saying, white, and then everybody says, white people can't experience racism. Alright, and then they get offended. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, you can't. You don't understand what racism is, first of all. Alright? You put it out, but you can't receive it back. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play this video, and then we're going to touch on the subject, Lord willing.
I find that a good way to help people who have a different lived experience than you exercise empathy for the struggles that you face that they may not be familiar with is to help them understand. And I was hoping that you could help me understand what anti-white racism looks like. Can you tell me about how you don't know where your ancestors came from because they were kidnapped and enslaved? Or how you don't know what languages they spoke, what spiritual practices they had, or what traditional knowledge that should have been your birthright was lost, not because they were allowed to and wanted to assimilate, but because their enslavers or residential schools forced them to assimilate? Can you tell me about how your ancestors had explosives tied to them while they were building the United States railroads, and then as a show of appreciation, they were excluded from society for nearly 60 years? And could you tell me about the hundreds of towns that were destroyed, like the black towns and China towns and Japan towns, all destroyed by the same demographic? Can you tell me about the children who were unalived because they whistled at a woman or because they floated in a lake a little too far past the segregation line? And can you tell me how it was for your parents and your grandparents to be United States citizens who were put in internment camps on United States soil? Can you tell me how it was?
So some of these, of course, she's naming Asian ones, which, whatever, but, she's naming some Jake ones as well.
For your family to live in the back of their store because people who look like you were not allowed to purchase or rent homes? And could you tell me how it was for your parents and for you to shed blood, to be treated as human, as equal, and to be allowed to simply share the same space as other people? Can you tell me about the conversations that you have to have with your children about police interactions? And could you tell me about how your mother and your sisters and your daughters are concerned about having children because of lack of equitable access to health care, because doctors were told that people who look like you can't feel pain? Can you tell me how it feels to know that your ancestors lived here for thousands of years, but when you try to come here, you and your children are put in cages? And can you tell me how it felt when a few years ago the president entertained having people who look like you expelled from the country again? Can you tell me what anti-white racism looks like beyond having your feelings hurt, feeling uncomfortable, and having your sense of superiority challenged? And when you're done telling me what anti-white racism feels like for you, could you please tell me why you're not fighting to end racism for everybody?
So, there you go. There you go. There you go. Alright, so, you got Moab, alright, or look more like Moab than Ammon to me, but I could be wrong, but coming at E, alright, coming at E, because he always went, you're racist against me, man. After all you've done, shut the fuck up, man. After everything you've done, you don't even have a say, man. Like, like she was saying, how are you gonna say you feel bullied or you're oh, well, there's white racism when your face is on the dollar fucking bill, man. All right, how are you gonna come and say something like that, man? Like, oh, you're oppressed. You're oppressed, but your face is on all the billboards. Your face is on all the TV shows. Your face is on all the money. You're the one that's owning all the media companies. You're the one that's owning all the food companies. You're the ones that own all the mechanical companies. How are you oppressed? You're not oppressed, man. You're just like a fucking little kid that feels bullied and left out because everybody hates you now, man. Everybody hates you. And this recent Pentagon leak, people hate you even more now. People hate you even more now. All right? You Americans. All right, who runs America? All right, so-called white man. All right, who controls the world? The so-called white man. All right, as of the time being. All right, and the Most High is allowing that to happen for the time being. But hey, man, your time's running short. Your time is running short. Okay, but yeah, because now people hate you even more with that whole Pentagon leak that happened. All right, here you were, you're saying, oh, Ukraine's doing fine. Ukraine's doing fine. Ukraine's doing fine. And that dude leaked all that information. All right. And guess what? It turns out Ukraine's not doing so fine. So what was all this propaganda you were saying? It turns out that you had bugs and all of these, your political allies' offices. Why would you do that? Now they're looking at you sideways, huh? And we already know that all these nations are going to turn their back on the horror. All right, we have scripture for that. Maybe we'll get into that at some point. Maybe on that subject. Of course, that scripture will more than likely be brought out again, Lord willing. But that subject, I don't really have nothing to really say on it too much, so I'll just, figured I'd just mention it here. But yeah, man, that's like, imagine if like you had a friend you trusted, all right, and all of a sudden you found out they were, putting microphones and shit in your room to see, I want to know what you were talking about. And hey, man, you'd be like, what the fuck, bro? I ain't with that shit. That's like op behavior, okay? That'd be some op behavior, all right, if you want to use a worldly term. Okay, you'd start looking at that person sideways. Personally, I don't have no friends anyway like that. I don't really mess with nobody. But still, more people in your life, more problems in your life. All right, that's the sentiment I've always said. All right, you have more friends, you have more drama, and I'd rather have no drama. All right, so if that requires having no friends, then so be it. I'd rather stay that way. But anyway, now everyone's looking at, the U.S. sideways, and that's just another thing that we could talk about. But it's the same, Esau just feels bullied, all right? When all you brought everything upon yourself, you brought everything about yourself. And it's the same thing when the Most High comes back and gives you an ass whooping, all right? And you brought it upon yourself, everything you've done, all right, with enslaving and stealing and graping, all right, and murdering, all right, and all this. You've brought it upon yourself, but now when it's time to pay the piper, and now when people don't like you and speak out against you, why are you speaking out against us? Because they really don't think they've done anything wrong. Let's get Jeremiah 50:7. It says, and that found them, Salakia, verse 7, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not. Because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. All right, and this is of course talking about the Israelites. All right, when first full on transatlantic slave trade. All right, we're still in captivity. No, so don't take that out of. I want to choose my words carefully and say, oh, we were in captivity. We're still in captivity, but we were in the more visual form of captivity. All right, they didn't think they were doing anything wrong. Why? Because the reason we're here as Israelites is for punishment, because we sinned against the Lord. So they think, because we sinned against the Lord, it's fine. They're fine. We didn't offend. They sinned against the Lord. They're fine. We can do whatever, right? You can read up more. You can read up more than that. It speaks of Zion and the children of Israel. All right, so. It even says down in 6, it says, my people hath been lost sheep. All right. So, it's talking about Israel, Zion. It talks about Israel, the children of Israel. If you read it from 6, it can prove that. It says, my people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them, so everybody that found us, all right, have devoured them. And their adversaries said, we offend not. Because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. All right, so there you go. There you go. So, Let's see. And it continues to talk about what's going to happen down through like 11 and whatnot, but that's the point we were grabbing, is because they really don't think that they've ever offended. You know, they don't think what they did. They think, oh, well, we did that in the past. But you know, the head up people know that, you know, that you're those same people coming back. All right, you're those same people coming back. That's why these Rockefellers and these elites, what they do is they keep that money generational. They want to keep it from generation to generation. All right, and they want to make sure their kids have it, because they want to make sure that when they come back, they're still rich, all right, and wealthy, all right. That's why they do inbreeding and all this stuff. They want to keep it in the family. Why would you want to keep it in the family and never marry out, all right? Well, one, you know, you want to have that tight span of people, all right, that holds the wealth, and you don't want, you know, anybody else. Another thing is, you know, you want to be sure that money's yours when you come back. All right, you don't want it going, you know, in other places and getting involved in other families. You want to make sure that stays with the Rockefellers. All right, so you can make sure that money's yours. All right, greedy, but it makes sense once you know about it. All right, let's get Zechariah 11 and 5. So these people know. But some Edomites don't. All right, the low-level Edomites, they don't. But the elites, they damn sure know. All right, because in order to lie, you must know the truth. Okay. So Zechariah 11 and 5, it reads, whose possessors slay them. Let's see, you want to read up? We can just start from 4. It says, thus saith the Lord, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. So what does Esau do? They slay, all right, and then they find themselves not guilty. We're not guilty. It says, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. All right, so hey, this is the people, man. This is the people. This is how they are. They hold themselves not guilty. They don't think they're guilty. They think what they've done is fine, even though they've killed and you know, and stolen from and raped, all right, and done all these terrible things, all right. They don't think what they've done is so bad, all right. Really, they don't understand. They're like a little kid. Why does everybody hate us? Well, we didn't do anything bad. Yes, you did, man. You don't see it. They don't see it. All right, some of them do, but a lot of them don't see it. They don't see how they did was so terrible. And the reason why they don't see something so terrible is because they don't care about the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or really anybody who's not white. They don't even really care about themselves. To be fair, you got the Amalekites that stole all of the blessing, all right, and now a lot of the Edomites are even going through it. All right, bear with me one moment. But yeah, man. So these people, they really don't understand. All right. It's like, you know, if you, you'd have to think of something that really means, you know, very, very little to you. All right. Something that means very little to you. Say if you weren't into like, say for example, if you hated, I don't know, Biggie Smalls, and they started crushing up a bunch of Biggie Smalls records, you wouldn't really give a shit. You'd be like, all right, well, whatever. All right, and that's how it is with us. They don't really give a shit about us. So when we're getting killed up, all right, and when they're doing it, they're like, oh, whatever. They don't think it's a big deal. All right. Meanwhile, if you have a fan of Big, what are you doing? No, stop it. All right, stop with those records. All right, but no, if you don't really give a shit about something, it's not gonna faze you. You're like, yeah, whatever. All right, and that's how it is, because these Edomites, these devils, don't give a shit about anybody else but themselves. All right, and a lot of the time they don't even, like, literally themselves, not even their own people. They just care about they individually themselves. All right, they don't care about their kids, their wives. They just care about themselves. All right, they're very selfish people. All right, and when anything else happens, you know, they don't care, and they count themselves not guilty if they're the ones doing it. It's like, oh, it's not anything important, you know. And why is everybody freaking out? You know, it's just a couple black people. So, you know, that's how they hold themselves. All right. That's how they think. You know, they don't think that they've done anything wrong. These people really don't think they've done anything wrong. All right, they don't think they've offended. They don't think they've done anything wrong. Okay, they're like a little kid. All right, and some of these people, some of them have the grasp to understand that what they've done is wrong. All right, and they know what they've done is wrong, but a large majority just don't understand it, and that's because that hate runs deep, man. All right, like I said, if you don't like that thing, if you have a hatred for something and something happens to it, you're not gonna really care. You know, if you hate Biggie Smalls and hate records and they're getting crushed up, you're like, good. I don't like that. You know, fuck that shit. all right? And that's how they view us, all right? So, of course, they're not going to think they've done anything wrong. They don't understand because they have a hatred towards us, all right? They have a hatred towards us. So let's get Obadiah 1 and 10. Obadiah 1 and 10. This is what's going to happen to these people, man. All right, let's get, where are we at? So we're getting Obadiah 10. What else are we going through? Gotcha. Cool. All right, so Obadiah 10. It reads, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob," all right, because you are our brother Esau, all right. "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right. So, and why? Why are you going to be cut off forever? Because of the violence that you've done against us. All right, killing our people, torturing our people, chopping heads off, buck breaking. All right, just a bunch of just disgustingness. All right, all the wickedness that you've done towards us. All right. And you know, all the lynchings and hangings that you said that aren't going around still, but every once in a while somehow so-called black people are ended up hanging still, even though you say that's not happening. Even though you say that's not happening, we're not racist. We don't hate. Then why are you deporting, Southern Kingdom out, or Southern Kingdom, Slovakia? Why are you deporting massive numbers of Northern Kingdom out? All right, why? What's the point then? If you don't hate, what's the point? If those are white people, you wouldn't deport them. All right, you wouldn't deport those people if they were European and they just happened to be over their stay. And some people say yes, they would. It would not be top priority. It would not be top priority. It wouldn't even be top priority if an Asian was over here and illegally. All right, but for some reason, when it's any amount of Northern Kingdom over here, they want to. Oh, are you legal? You better check if they're legal. See if they can find a way to deport them. There's been people, I believe, I think there's been stories of it that were legal American citizens that got deported. Man, fucking, they're gonna have some Born in the USA type shit going down. All right, and that's how Esau works. If you ever seen that movie, it's with Cheech Marin, Born in the USA, and he basically got deported, and he was fucking American, man. All right, and I'm sure there's been instances of Americans getting deported. You can probably look it up. Let's look up American deported. I bet it's happened before, really. Yes, check it out. Here it is. That's what it was. I guess the Mexican repatriation. Slovakia. History Channel says the U.S. deported millions of its own citizens to Mexico during the Great Depression. And they weren't our citizens. They were just a bunch of beaners. All right, they weren't our citizens. I'll never be American. You're right, we'll never be American, all right? It's cool, we don't care. We don't want to be a fucking American, all right? You can be American. See what's going to be the punishment for all these Americans. We're American, man. I love being American, man. Yeah, well, cool. We're going to see what's going to happen to you Americans, all right? So, hey, and it shows you, they hate our people, man. They hate Southern Kingdom, they hate Northern Kingdom, all right? All of you, all right? From Judah down to Issachar, everyone in between, everyone, all right? Everyone, all right, from the top of the chart to the bottom of the chart, okay? You know what I mean? Because if you look at the 12 tribes chart, all right, Issachar is on the bottom. Not means they're literally on the bottom. It's just that's where they fall on that list. And then you have Judah being on the top of the list. All right, showing you, everyone, Naphtali, Benjamin, all right, Ephraim, all right, Manasseh, all they hate all of us, man, all of us, because we're not them, because we're not Edomites. And if we were Edomites, guess what? They'd still hate us, but in a different way. All right, they'd hate us in I don't want you getting over me. Okay, you stay right in your point right there. I don't want you trying to get over me there. All right, because they are very competitive people, even with their own, trying to outdo their own selves. That's why their society's all fucked up. They don't even know how to be a leader. All right, they don't have any kind of compassion or any of that. A leader requires lots of skills, all right, not just aggressiveness, all right, and that's what Esau thinks a leader is just aggressive, all right, willing to kill. That's not. No, you have to have compassion, you have to have understanding, all right, you have to be very, very, very intelligent to be a leader, all right, So there's a lot of things that come with being a leader, and it's not just, oh, I'm violent and I'll kill you. You know, that's not really being a leader if you just kill your way to the top. All right, it's not really how it works. All right, that doesn't mean you're a good leader. It just means you killed people to get to that position. Okay, a good leader the people will elect him. All right, the people are like, this guy's a good leader. All right, not anything that, you know, like America where they have elections and stuff. It's nothing like that. All right, it's nothing like that. They don't. That's actually completely different. That's rigged anyway. But still, let's get more. Let's talk less and get scriptures more. Exodus 21 and 16. These are the things that are coming to these people, man. All right, Exodus 20 or 16. Oops. Here we go. I think I got the wrong one. 21. My bad. There it is. Here it goes. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hands, Slakia, he shall surely be put to death. Let's read that again. Exodus 21 and 16 reads, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. That's pretty plain. Let's get the Good News Translation. Whoever kidnaps someone, either to sell them or to keep them as a slave, is to be put to death. All right, is to be put to death. All right, you're not supposed to be doing that, man. All right, you stole a man. All right, and that's what you've done. Okay, now and guess what? It says he shall surely be put to death, or in the Good News Translation, it says is to be put to death. All right, anyone that does that is to be put to death. All right, and you are going to be put to death, not by us, but by the Lord. All right, trust me, when that comes, you would have rather have been put to death by us. We're not going to do that because vengeance isn't ours. The scriptures say vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, right? The Lord says that. Vengeance is his. He's coming back to repay. It's not our job to repay. All right, and trust me, you know, they try to make it seem like we're going to do it. No, you would much rather have had us do it because the Lord, we're not going to do it though, all right? Because the Lord has a bone to pick with you, man. The Lord has a bone to pick with you. All right, and we have a bone to pick with you too, but we're going to let the Lord repay you. All right, we're not going to do it ourselves. All right, not our place. All right, not our place. 2 Maccabees 7:31. There it is. See what's going to happen. You guys going to be able to get away somehow? Nope. 2 Maccabees 7:31 reads, and thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. Okay, so all you people that have been, you know, who are you people that have been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews? You know, the Edomites. The Edomites are the ones that have done that. Okay, you're the Edomites. And if you look up what's going to happen to the Edomites, and that's why you obscure and you try to hide who you are, you don't want to be known as the Edomites, because once you know the Edomites, you can go directly in the Bible and look up scriptures about the Edomites and find out what's going to happen to them. All right, what happened to them in the past, what's going to happen to them in the future, all right, and none of it's good. And what the Lord thinks about the Edomites, you know, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. You can find out all these things, all right? You can find out that you're an evil people, all right, that you're wicked and that you're liars, all right, and that you steal and that you murder. You can find out a whole bunch of things that are, you know, less than savory that you don't want people knowing. People already know. You just don't want them to know for sure that you're that people. You're that people, man. You are the Edomites, all right? You are the Edomites. Bear with me while I grab a drink. How long have we been going? Has it already been 30 minutes already? Damn near. So yeah, we'll read it again. 2 Maccabees 7:31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. There we go. So you're not going to escape. You're not going to escape. What's going to happen? Revelation 13 and 10. Let's go get it. Revelation 13 and 10 reads, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, so you don't like that. You don't like that at all. Okay? Well, why we gotta get paid back? You know, you've heard of many of these worldly terms. All right, talking about payback. But no, here we have eye for an eye. All right, here we have reap what you sow. All right, here we have, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Same thing. It's no karma. All right, it's just, it's payment for what you've done. All right, it's payment, and you have to pay the piper, man. All right, and you can't wiggle your way out of it. All right, it's gonna happen. All right, so hey, that sucks for you. All right, but hey, you had a great time while you were doing it, though, right? You had a great time while you were doing it, but now you're starting to hate. Even all Americans are really starting to hate America. All right, to an extent, and a lot of America thinks that it's fallen from grace. All right, you've allowed too much freedom with colors, or allowing these colored people to walk around, and all that. They don't like it. They prefer the day when our people were in captivity to a level, in like chain level of captivity, where we're chained up. All right. Singing songs, all right, building railroads and shit. That's what they liked, all right. That's what they liked, but or playing football to the death, all right, or I should say soccer, all right, playing soccer to the death. That's what they liked. They liked those times, all right. They don't like now, all right, when we have these freedoms and stuff, which we're really not free, but we have the ability to walk to the store, walk in, grab what we want. Pay for it and leave, instead of back then we'd have to check if there was a colored sign, or we couldn't really walk in that way. We had to go in through the back. If we had to go to the bathroom, we had to use a colored only area. So they don't really like that. They hate that our people have too many freedoms. Okay, they don't like it. Revelation 13:10. Once again, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So guess what? If you led a bunch of people into captivity, you're going to be going into captivity. All right, so that's another scripture that shows what's going to happen to you. All right, because you will go into captivity. Okay, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of saints. All right, so there you go. There you go. And these are the same people. We're grabbing that through now that's what we're touching on now. These last three scriptures. Let's get Isaiah 14 and 21 real quick. Isaiah 14. Scroll down to 21. So what are we doing? Isaiah 14, 20. We didn't get all this. Slocky. There goes the dog coughing up a storm. All right. We'll just read from 12. Did we already? Yeah, we'll just read from 12. Why not? So, and we're gonna get this, but really, really the points in 21. We're gonna describe that because the Rothschilds and all that, they understand reincarnation. That's why they do that. They keep it in the family. They want to make sure that the wealth doesn't have anywhere else to spread. They want to make sure it's always in Rockefeller. They don't have to deal with any other families. Something might happen. Some of the wealth might go away. No. Why do they want all that wealth? Because we care about our great-great-grandchildren. You care about the great-great-grandchildren because you're going to be those great-great-grandchildren. All right, you're coming back, and you want to make sure you're wealthy when you come back. You don't want to come back to fucking shambles. Oh, we're poor. Oh, why are we poor? You don't want none of that. All right. Isaiah 14 and 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?" Speaking of Esau, Edom. It says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." They think they're gonna be those powerful. They're gonna think they're gonna be like God. We're gods, or saying we don't need God anymore. We can make him as angry as we want. That fucking Fruit Loop. All right, saying that wicked shit. All right, so hey, guess what? You're gonna go into captivity, boy. All right, so hey, get ready. All right, maybe start, working out a little bit so you can put those arms to work. Because, hey, man, you're going to be doing some hard labor. All right, this is what's actually going to happen to you people, though. Isaiah 14 and 15. "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." And that's not speaking of actually a physical hell. A hell, if you get the word, it goes back to the word Gehenna, which goes, it's speaking of a place of future punishment. Okay, the place of future punishment. And the place of future punishment now is Babylon the Great. All right. Not some, cartoon cavern with, lava and little weird creatures. You're gonna burn in hell forever. All that's not what it is, man. That's bugged out Christian ideology. 16 says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet, Salakia, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So you're never going to be renowned. Look up that word renowned. There's the homework for the day. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. What? Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. I thought it said the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father. What? Well, nope, that's a biblical contradiction. That's a biblical contradiction. No, it's not. You just don't understand it. All right? We've explained this before and relatively recently, and we'll explain it again, and we'll continue to explain it, and continue to explain it, and continue to explain it. Say if your dad, your father right now, all right, he's eating pork. You're not going to be punished for that. You should tell him, at least if you're a man, you got to tell him, hey, man, no, Dad, don't you know you're not supposed to be eating pork? All right, and fill him in, but a lot of our parents aren't going to get it, all right? Everybody's tried to tell their parents, I'm sure, in this truth, about the truth. All right, well, at least one of them, because you might have a heathen mother. But you've tried to tell at least one of them, all right? If your father, right? So, we're like, hey, where the Hebrew Israelites, they're not going to get it, all right? And if he doesn't get it, and they continue on to smoke and to drink, or not to drink, but to smoke and to eat pork, all right, eat pickled pig's feet, all right, and continue to eat chitlins, all right, and eat chorizo, all right, and all these other things. And guess what? Oh well, all right, you can't do anything about it, man. You can't. What are you gonna do there? Go to their house and steal all the meat out of their fridge and throw it away? I told you not to eat it. I threw it in the trash. And no, you're not going to do that, man. All right, but you're not going to bear the iniquity of your father, right? Because if he's doing that, you've told him. That's not going to come down on you. But guess what? It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, this is because every third or fourth generation is when you come back. So it's gonna appear that you're a great grandchild. All right, it would, that was so-and-so's great-grandchild. You could come back as your great-great-grandchild, all right, every third to fourth generation, depending on how fast your family be getting it on, So that's what it's speaking of, all right? So it's not, people try to come up with, biblical contradictions. There are none, all right? There's no biblical contradictions. There's just a lack of understanding from some people. And they think it's a contradiction, but they don't have the understanding to understand what it's talking about, all right? And that's like 99% of these people. Let's get Numbers 14 and 18. Get it? And that describes what we were just speaking of. 18. All right. Here it is. It says, the Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto their third and fourth generation. Why is that? Again, we just explained it, because that would be that person coming back, because you come back every third to fourth generation. All right, so that person isn't a newborn. There's no such thing as a newborn. All right, you're just back again. All right, you're newly reincarnated. All right, so you're freshly brought back. All right, there you go. So. There you go. So, like it says, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation. Why? Because that's how often you come back. 3 and 4 generations. All right. Let's get John 8 and 44. Then we're going to go ahead and close out. Okay. There we go. This is the last one we're going to get. All right. And you people are your fathers, man. You're the same people. Here you are, we're not the same people, but here your fathers wanted to enslave our people, hated our people, wanted to kill our people, wanted to have sex with our women, all right, wanted to steal all of our things that we had, okay? What do you want to do? Oh, the same shit. Because you're the same people, man. You're the same people. It runs in the family, All right? It runs in the family. It runs in your bloodline. Esau, Edom, that's who you are. All right? The Idumeans, the beast man, right? John 8:44, this is the scripture we're going to grab, and then we're going to close out. It says, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. All right? That's you people. That's you Edomites right there in a nutshell, man. All right? You're going to do the lust of your father, right? If your great-great-grandfather was a slave owner, guess what? You're going to wish you could own slaves. You're going to be the most racist son of a bitch coming back. All right? Well, that's not the truth. We can change. No, you can't. You can't change, man. It's not in your DNA. All right? I don't like saying that word, just like street teacher doesn't like saying it, because DNA is some made up fucking. Yes, I understand that it can be used to an extent. DNA, it's the word DNA. It means, who you are, but DNA is really, DNA that goes all back to that fucking R1B1 DNA and all that weird, crazy fucking science shit that don't make no goddamn sense anyway. It all comes from Esau. Esau doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, so I don't even like using the term DNA, just like the elder doesn't. It makes sense. So, hey man, these people, they feel bullied. They feel like they've been hurt. They feel like everybody's got it out against us, man. We didn't do anything. Okay, maybe you didn't do anything in this life, all right, which you have, but but in the past life you damn sure did. Let's say if you did in this life, in your past life you damn sure did. All right, and these Edomites are very conflicted. All right, you got these fucking Moes and these weird, white folk that think, so-called white folk. We need to give more rights to black people. But then when you look at them, all right, when you look at them, you give them the dirtiest looks, all right, or you talk shit behind their back. I'm like, look, why? What are you doing, E? Why? Why are you even going to these? Why? Why are you even rooting for Black Lives Matter or all these other things? Or, I like to see, it's good seeing them, more. No, you don't. Stop lying to yourself, man. Stop lying to yourself, all right? Because you don't believe it. You don't believe, I'm not racist anymore. Yes, you are, all right? That's why deep inside, when a black man comes up, you get scared for a minute. All right, that's why when there's a so-called Mexican man comes up, you get scared for a minute. I'm going to be robbed. No, you're not going to be robbed, man. You're just going to be looked at sideways. That's it. All right, but you feel bullied. Okay? And you don't know what it means to be bullied yet. All right? You don't know what it means to be bullied. Okay? You're the bully. How can you be bullied? So, hey, man, the beast man feels bullied. Everybody feels sad for Esau. Boo! Boo! Oh, poor little Esau. He's getting bullied. Nobody gives a shit about you, man. We don't have no sympathy for you. And the Lord's not going to have any sympathy. After all the wickedness you've done, nobody has any sympathy for you, man. Everybody's done with you, man. The black woman's done with you, all right? Even though, she's kind of like your pit bull, all right? But really, she hates you, too, all right? She loves you, but she hates you, all right? She loves you, because she's worldly, all right? But spiritually, she should hate you, all right? Everybody hates you. The Asians are starting to hate you. All right. The Arabs are starting to hate you. The Arabs have been hate you. All right. Why are you over in that country? Get out of our country. So they hate you too, man. All right. Everybody across the world. Even hell. So-called all the 12 tribes hate you. All right. The other nations. Ham's starting to hate you because you keep on going over there and fucking around with their minds and shit. All right. Elam hates you. All right, because you don't mind your goddamn business. You have Elam speaking out against Esau. You have Moab and Ammon speaking out against Esau. Everybody hates your guts, man. All right, and you feel bullied. So boo-hoo. All right, cry yourself $1 million and wipe your tears with it, man, because we don't feel any fucking sympathy for you. All right, we don't care that you feel bullied. The Most High's going to come back, and he's really going to do some work. All right, and guess what? We're not going to be involved because we don't got to be involved. They're going to do it. They said they're going to. No, we didn't. We said the Lord's going to do it. All right? The vengeance is the Lord's, not ours. It's not ours to take. All right? So it's going to be the Lord's doing. All right? And trust me, you're not going to like it. So with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.